welcome to the Kasoko Show. So, I've decided to give a story of my life ever since I was born, since childhood until now. Well, my name is Isaac Kashoka Mulo, born of two very good parents, that is Elizabeth Ditiva and Paul Musau. I was born in the year 1992, that is October 20th, my Shujaa Day. So, when Shujaas are being counted, I'm one of them. I'm one of the heroes that made Kenya to be where it is today. Well, after birth, I don't know much of my childhood. That is my first year. The only thing I remember is at some point, my sister was carrying me when I was upside down. I guess that's where one nut went away, and that's where I am today. So, in 1992, I'm born in the village of Kiaoni, that is in Chitwandei area, specifically Kambu location, that is Kambu town. And I was a good child, a jovial child, to who any parent would wish to have. So after I'm born, I'm told stories of that my mother got into labor when she was at home, and then she went to Kibwezi District Hospital, and then after that she was told the facilities are not there. Then she was put in an ambulance. I'm still wondering how were there ambulances in 1992. I don't know. That is a question to be answered by either the parents or the medical practitioners. So I'm put into an ambulance to be taken to Machakos. But on the way to Machakos, that's along the way at Sultan Ahmud, my mother delivers. So now the need as to where they were going to Machakos changes, and they decide to go back to Kibwezi District Hospital. So they went back to Kibwezi. I don't know whether it was called Kibwezi District Hospital because by then it was the larger Makueni District. I don't know what the name of the hospital at that time. So they go back to Kibwezi. When they went back to Kibwezi, that's where I was admitted. Uh, Being a toddler, being a young one, being a small person who knows nothing, who never wrote an application to be born, I am put under care in Kibwezi Hospital. Then 2 days later, my mother is discharged back to Kambo. Kambo, as I said, is where I come from, is my local home. So I go back home. They nursed me for the larger period of childhood. I remember up to 1994. That's when I got to be seeing things here and there. And then later on, in 1998, I don't know much about the middle. I don't know what happened. I don't know what transpired. In 1998, term 3, I joined nursery. After joining nursery, actually I went to school because I was seeing my older siblings. That's my older brother and the other brother, and practically all most of my older siblings. Now I was seeing them going to school, and I thought school is an interesting thing. So I went to school. Well, I still think that school is an interesting thing. I'm a scholar up to date. So I go to school. I joined Kamlalani Primary School. It is indigenous. I don't come from a very good background. So Kamlalani Primary School is a government indigenous school at the heart of Kibwezi constituency, current Kibwezi constituency, in Kambo location. It is a school inside there. So I joined nursery school. That time it was nursery. Then after nursery, you go straight to class 1. So after joining nursery school, uh, as I said, I used to think that school was very interesting. 1 week later, I quit. I tell my mother I don't want to go to school anymore. I am too young to go to school. So I don't go to school again. I quit. I stay at home. Then come 99, it is what it is. When a child grows, they have to go to school whether they want it or they don't want. So I joined nursery again. That is in 1999. Now I'm joining because it is a must I go to school. I joined nursery, and when I joined nursery, I I go to school in term three. I don't know why my mother had the habit of taking people to school in term three, because even my older brother went to school in term three. My younger brother went to school in term three. I don't know. I think it was just her norm, or it was her style. And then coming from a family of a teacher, although my father was teaching a different school, a different neighboring school, and I don't know why still he never wanted me to join his school, the school where he was teaching. So term three I joined nursery school, and then after joining nursery school, there were no books. We used to write on the ground. You write A up to Z. Here children of nowadays call them sound A up to sound Z. Well, I don't know what that shit is, but you write A up to Z on the ground, and then the teacher goes round putting ticks on what you are writing. You have written a capital A and a small letter A. Then up to the last letter, that is Z, capital Z and a small letter Z. The teacher goes around and takes them, and by default you've passed. Then again, now you write again 1 up to 10. You write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the teacher again goes round, ticks. After she has ticked. She was Mrs. Mutua. I never forget her. She began my childhood education. And then after that, that was the end of term exam. That is term 3. They were just checking to know whether we've learned or we've not learned. Remember, I've gone to school for only how many terms? Only 1 term. That is term 3 only. So after that, we do during the marking and during the grading. I don't know how they used to grade, because we've not written on physical examination papers. So during the marking and the ranking, I rank number 14. That is a number which I'll never forget. And I rank number 14 with one guy called Kamote Peter. I will never forget him also. Actually, whoever knows the whereabouts of Kamote Peter, if you come across this video, please get in touch, so that we see what you can do. So now we get to nursery school. I become number 14 with Kamote Peter. Then now we are being forwarded to class 1. And guess what happened? Kamote Peter, from class 1, we were using one exercise book. That one exercise book was for ASIM. That is art, craft, music, art, craft, and music. Yeah, art, craft, and music. That is ASIM. So that is the book we're using for examinations. And then we do the first examination, term 1. I remember my dear teacher, may her soul rest in peace, Mrs. Chalo. She is the mother to a very close friend of mine called Morris. And I like Morris a lot, by the way. Morris is a good friend of mine. So we joined class 1, and Mrs. Chalo, there are those twigs. I don't know whether in your place there's what you call mchora. I don't know even the English name of mchora. Don't ask me, because I don't know. So now mchora, you remove the leaves. So mchora is I don't know that kind of leaves. Mchora it is a stick with small leaves coming from the small two stems, not the main stem, the small branches. So now you remove the leaves, and then for Mrs. Chalo to instill discipline to us, she used really to beat us. My friend, I am a product of what they commonly call nowadays corporal punishment. I think I am a product of that, because we used to be beaten. Beating was a thing, because Mrs. Chalo never cared whether you understand or you do not understand. So the next thing, we do examinations of term 1, and then after examinations of term 1, I become number 1. I'm still wondering up to date how did I become number one. Become number one, and funny enough, the guy who we tied with when I was leaving nursery, as I told you, his name was Kamute Peter. He goes to the last. So now, Kasio Kamulwa is number one. Then Kamute Peter is number last. So become number one, and that trend continued for my entire primary school. By the way, I'll tell the story later on in the videos which will come later. So now I've become number one, and they have spotted me to be a very bright child. So they start telling me I'm a good boy. Term two comes, I become number one again. And take note, I am number one and number two. There's a difference of more than 100 marks between the number one and the number two. So now, ideally, or what I can say is, it is the grace of God that I was performing. But remember, uh, even an ant, that is an ant, the small ant, A-N-T. An ant is a king within ants. Remember, if the school is not performing well, because I used to be number one, and you are number one with 250 marks or 270 marks. So now you can imagine, out of a possible 500 marks, because I joined school when the 500 regime had just come in. So now, out of a possible 500 marks, you've only scored half. So even if you become number one, ideally, there's nothing you've done, because you have 250 marks, 250 marks. What are you doing? And number two has 150. So now you can imagine what was the level of academic prowess in that area. So now I become number one, Komute becomes number last. But we keep on staying. We keep on working hard. We keep on trying to see if we can make the better out of our lives. And from that, from becoming number one, as I said earlier on, I was spotted by the teachers, and they knew this one is the potential bright student. And trust me, I was a bright one. I was a bright one. I can say I was a bright one. So later on in life, we continue living, we continue studying, and then I moved to class two. Class two, my brother, that is my younger brother, joins nursery. Actually, ideally my mother always made sure that before I move to class two, rewind again kidogo, or small. I remember in class one, I had a problem with eyesight. I don't know whether it was the dust or it was multiple sclerosis which was setting in. I have never known up to date, because my eyes were really swelling. I could go to the hospital. I remember a day I went to PCA Kikuyu, and then they gave me, you see, those two tests which were given. As someone without good eyesight, you are given the test of reading numbers. Then I went to PCA Kikuyu. I was given that test. I was able to read each and every letter, from the biggest to the smallest. I can tell you, even now, I am looking at a calendar, and I can see everything, even the smallest detail I can even see. So up to date, I don't know whether my eyesight is one which is very good or the problem. Actually, most people in my life can't see that. Can't see what I can see, because I don't know how to explain it anyway. It is the work of God. And then also in class one, I faced a lot of no, I ache was twice in term two and term three. Yeah, that was I ache. I ache was term one, term two, and term three. Then it came again in term in class two. So I know I'll be posting most of these stories as time goes by. That is, I remember I've just covered from when I was born up to class 1. So for class 2 onwards, remember to come back, watch, subscribe, like, and be vigilant of these stories. And I'll give a shout out today. I'll give a shout out to Japheth Jenny, my best friend, my best childhood friend. Nowadays he went to KMTC. I think he trained as an MO. That is, I don't know, a medical officer, because he runs a clinic back at home. And shout out to you, Jenny. Life is good. I know things are good for you. May God continue blessing you. And as I wrap up this story of today, see you in. I would like to tell you that life is according to the will of God, not according to your own will. It is according to the perfect will of God. And that's why we usually pray, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So we are basing it on the will of God. We are not basing it on our own will. Trust me, because I have seen the highs and lows of life. Personally, I'm still very young. I think I know I turned 31 the other day, so I'm still very young. So my guys and my people, may God bless you. Please subscribe. Please share this video. Please make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to share this video and to subscribe also. Thank you and God bless you. Asante.